These bitches laid their house down. They had a queen off.
Please just do a video.
Hello, my sweeties, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Elise, and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we will be talking about The Substance. Let's get into the video. Directed by Coralie Farja, starring Demi Moore, Margot Qualley, and Dennis Quaid, The Substance follows Elizabeth Sparkle, renowned for an aerobics show, who faces a devastating blow on her 50th birthday as her boss fires her. Amid her distress, a laboratory offers her a substance which promises to transform her into an enhanced version of herself. Okay, so I have obviously been anticipating this film for so long, and it's finally here. It's out for the world to see and enjoy and indulge in. Coralie Farja, whose directorial debut was the film Revenge, starring Matilda Lutz, is actually one of my favorite horror films of all time. It is an incredible revenge film, and it does everything that I want in that type of revenge film. If you haven't seen that, it is an incredible directorial debut, and you should definitely check it out either before you go see The Substance or after. They are both two entirely different films, but they are so bright like candy, and they are very, very intriguing and powerful pieces of work. To see Coralie come back and do such a big film like this with such an insanely killer cast, Margot Qualley, Dennis Quaid, Demi Moore, who, let me tell you guys, I have been waiting. I have been wanting to see Demi Moore take on something so insane like this. Like, I just feel like we have needed that, and she was absolutely incredible. And I think with that, we can delve right into our performances. So actually, when Demi Moore took on the film, she was quite nervous about filming full nudity scenes at the age of 61. She felt obviously very vulnerable. And in an interview, she actually did credit Margot Qualley for helping her through that, and them kind of both feeling really safe and comfortable together, and laughing at how ridiculous a lot of the scenes they had to share were. And I just think that's such a beautiful thing, and it's so sweet, and I love to hear that there was just so much comfort with these two actresses. I think it really reads through in the performances, because these performances are batshit crazy from both ends of the spectrum. I think in this film specifically, Demi Moore has such incredibly touching scenes. Specifically, I won't give spoilers away for today's video because I do know that not a lot of you have seen it yet, and I'm not sure if it's available everywhere yet. But there were so many scenes with her specifically that were just heart-wrenching to watch. I will say there is a mirror scene, and she's doing her makeup, and it is one of the most relatable scenes I think I've ever watched. Obviously, dealing with things like insecurity and body dysmorphia, I think that scene specifically is so relatable. It's such a clever scene. It's that one personal moment scene, and you really get to see so much without any dialogue, and it's just her looking into a mirror. And so much is said with just her eyes in this scene, and I just loved it. I loved it. She was incredible. As the film kind of goes on, it gets more and more intense, and she has so much to work with, so much versatility on her end. Like, what a seasoned actor. She slayed the house down. And now let's talk about the woman that I am here dressed as today. Let's talk about our queen, Margot Qualley. I gotta be real, for a really long time, I called her Margot Qualley, and I found out a few months ago that it is Qualley. So if I constantly switch from Qualley to Qualley, it is because I spent so many years saying Qualley. I'm sorry. So Margaret plays Sue, and she is captivating. Obviously, on purpose. She is meant to be super captivating. She is obviously playing the perfect version, and she is She is everything. She does a great job. There is so much also there for her to work with. I think Coralie did such a good job at giving both of these actors so much meat. And that is so nice and refreshing to see. Like, these are women that are taking on such challenging roles and just giving their all, screaming, getting dirty, getting messy. It's everything I want. Margaret also has so many scenes that are also heart-wrenching, specifically, which I will not spoil because it is probably one of the most intense and incredible finales I've ever seen in a movie. But the final 20 minutes of this movie, incredible work. It just amazing work on her end and amazing work on the practical effects end. There was so much clear inspiration from films like The Fly, The Shining, and even films like Society, because there was a lot of body horror in this that really did remind me of Society. So much crazy, wacky practical effects, especially towards the end of the movie, that I think you'll be able to see. But The Fly really, I think, heavily inspired this movie. Actually, Coralie Farjah said in an interview that she took a lot of inspiration from The Shining and The Fly, so that is confirmed. There's a lot of other little body horror films in this, but she still manages to have her own unique style and voice, and everything just reads through. I have to give credit where credit is due, because to come and like do a batshit 2.5 hour film like this is everything to me. Like, I need and want to do the same. We get women being absolutely unhinged, and it is probably one of my favorite theater going experiences. I will say that I haven't been in a theater in a while that everyone was reacting viscerally to everything, and everyone was incredibly silent when real serious shit was happening. This is also a movie that deals with serious themes, and they do such a great job at adding in this comedic tone, this level of uncomfortability, and then these very grounded scenes that just spoke to me, and I'm sure speak to a lot of other people. So now that I am done going on and on about our two girlies, our two queens, let's talk about Dennis Quaid, who I think actually is incredible in this movie. If I'm being honest, Dennis Quaid gives an incredibly unhinged performance. It's so wacky, it's so camp. There are so many just very off-putting, uncomfortable close-up shots of him. There's one close-up shot of him where he's just eating, and he's eating messy, and he's talking, and everything he's saying is repulsive. I actually want to throw out a little fun trivia moment real quick. Ray Liotta was actually originally cast to play Dennis Quaid's role in this movie, but unfortunately he did pass and they had to recast, and so they ended up with Dennis Quaid. And I thought it was very sweet. In an interview I saw that happened at Cannes, Dennis Quaid says that he actually dedicated his performance to Ray Liotta. I am thinking so much about this. This would have been such an insanely different movie had Ray Liotta been playing this character. I almost think like Ray Liotta somehow would have been 10 times scarier. Okay, so because I'm not doing any spoilers today, we will be dancing around things, but I will be talking about the story as best as I can for my baddies that are kind of weighing if they should go see this one or not, which, by the way, I think you absolutely need to. Now, in terms of this story, I really did enjoy the themes that this film shows. There is a lot to be said about women and how disposable we feel, not just in the industry, but in life in general, and how we are just kind of always feeling like we're never good enough, and how a lot of times we feel like we don't have enough going on, whether it be here or here or here. And I think that is just something that is universally relatable. It's told so beautifully in this movie. And I also have to give credit to the nudity in this film. I think the nudity in this film specifically is so beautiful, and it is all there for a purpose, and I loved that so much. While obviously this is a movie that kind of is not a feel-good movie and makes you very sad, it still very much shows that the director knew what she was talking about, knew her vision, and it shines through. There's also obviously a lot to be said about ageism in this film and what a lot of older women in the industry feel like. And I always find that to be very interesting, and it always makes me so incredibly sad. I think also, if we're gonna get real, if we're gonna get a little bit personal, because I feel like with a movie like this, it's almost impossible for me to talk to you guys about it without getting a little bit personal, because I do feel like this movie was so relatable that I have to give my 2 cents in why. I, as an actor and also as a content creator, have endlessly struggled with feeling like I'm not beautiful enough, that I don't have what other people have. And as you can see, this girl could not afford dental growing up, and my teeth have always been something that has greatly, greatly made me insecure. And there is actually one thing that happened to me on an audition that I'll just never forget. And I think that is a big part of why so much of Demi Moore's scenes specifically in this movie were really like just hitting me in the chest. So I will tell you Baddies, just the quick little story. I basically went to an audition a few years after graduating college, and I thought it went really well. Everybody was very nice to me, and they gave me some notes, which I thought was very, very bizarre. You don't really get notes, as I've been on more auditions since. You don't really get notes there. They did write some notes on this paper for me, and a lot of the notes were really sweet. They started off very strong, very nice. It was like, oh, youthful, even though like, what does that mean? Youthful and charming, likable, would be great for TV and commercial, but must fix dental. And that was something that, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that fucked me up for a while. It actually turned me off from wanting to audition for any other projects. And for a while I was like, oh, I guess going to acting school and studying film and theater is gonna do nothing, because I don't have perfect teeth and I don't have money to get them. So that was something that for a while just really affected my self-confidence. But obviously since then, I have decided to put myself in front of a camera and make all kind of weird little things I want to make myself, like videos for you guys, little weird giallo segments, and I'm currently working on my own film. And I'm just like, I think my teeth are actually kind of cute. So now that we're done with my little story there, I think that specifically because it was at such a young age for me, I was fresh out of college and really trying to get into the acting world. This movie just, it hit for me. There's a lot. And even with Sue's character, I obviously don't want to give spoilers, but there is a scene with Sue specifically where she kind of thinks for a second that they're done with her, and just the anxiety and everything that she was feeling, I'm like, oh my God. And there's just so much to be said about this movie. I could go on and on and on, but there is a lot here. I honestly can't wait to watch it again because I just know I'm gonna pick up on all these other little things. It's hard to dance around because I can't say spoilers. I don't want to say spoilers because this film is not just a movie you throw on. This is an experience. It is an experience. And that is why I think for sure all of you should prioritize seeing this in the theater. It is going to be one of the most fun theatrical experiences you will ever have, especially the finale. I am so intensely excited to see more from Coralie Farjah. I think that she's so incredible at what she does. And I think with this movie, she really found her style. And I love it. It's beautiful. You see a little bit of that style in Revenge, but nothing to this caliber. This is bigger, brighter, crazier. And I just love that for her. I love seeing her succeed. I also have to say, if you've seen Revenge, there's something that's really, really cute that I noticed. So with the character Sue, obviously, I'm dressed like her here today. Her outfit is obviously very bright, very pink, and she has these iconic little star earrings. And in Revenge, actually, Matilda Lutz's character also rocks these very bright pink, bigger, dangly star earrings. And I thought that that was just such a fun little thing. It's like Carly Farjaw and her women with star earrings, like cinematic universe. I just love the way she plays with colors. I also don't even know if I mentioned shot work, but obviously the shot work is incredible too. I could go on and on about this forever. She has incredible shot work. Oh my goodness, there are so many scenes that are viscerally uncomfortable and they are shot so well, so smart. Ugh, chef's kiss, what a queen. I love everything about this movie. I think this movie is just, it's one of the best of the year by far. And of course we have films that are still to come. We have Nosferatu and a bunch of other films coming very, very soon. So obviously, I'm not sure yet which one is my film of the year, but The Substance is high up there. And I am sorry that I couldn't talk more about the story today. I think this is such a performance-driven film, and I just think it's one that you have to see. Rather than me describe all these little scenes for you, it's an experience that you need to see for yourself. I think ultimately, while this film is very sad, especially its finale, Coralie Farjaw, every time I see one of her movies, she makes me feel incredibly powerful as a woman. And for that, I love her. All right, you guys.
Well, well, well. Look who thought they could do a review without me. Spooky here wanted to do this one alone. She said, "Oh my God, Cornelius, you're not going to get this one. Oh my God, Cornelius, you're a 500-year-old being. How would you understand the nuanced socio-political realities of being a woman in modern-day society?" Well, I don't. But what I do know is how to keep the structure of the videos. And Spooky did not realize, but she didn't remember to record her ratings. So I am here in the future to tell all of you guys at home, the viewers, Spooky's rating. Spooky gave The Substance 2024 5 levs out of 5. And her reasoning was Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, Awuga. And that's actually all that she wrote. So I'm going to pass this one back to Spooky, and she could wrap this one up for us.
All right, you guys. Well, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps me a lot. And be sure to click that little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. And let me know in the comments, have you seen The Substance? Do you plan on watching it after this video? What were some of your favorite moments? If you do plan on putting spoilers, please put a big spoilers before your comment down below. I'd love to talk about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Take care of yourselves.